our 2019 Charity Quilt Along at the Fat Quarter Shop. This year it's called Threadology, and from February to May 2019 we will be releasing 2 free block patterns a month. In June we're going to be releasing a free finishing and backing pattern, and we're asking for donations to Make-A-Wish in the link below. This week we are going to be making the economy block, so let's get started. So for this block, I'm going to be showing you the 12-inch size. You can download the free pattern in the comments below. And we're going to take our fabric A and fabric B squares, and we're going to cut those on the diagonal once. And I like to use my Creative Grids ruler and really get to the very tip. Accuracy here is very important. So I take a little bit of time. When you're cutting this is all on the bias. So it's very good to be accurate here. And so now we can move to our next step. Now we're going to make our center unit, which is super easy. You've got your fabric C square in the center, and then you've got your fabric A triangles. Now on your triangles, if you should not do this, but I'm going to show you. If you pull, you see that this is going to move because that is on the bias. So you have to be really gentle with these pieces. We're first going to attach the first 2 side ones, and to do that I like to mark the center of 2 sides and put a pin, or you can just do a crease, either one. And then mark the center of your triangles. And I'm going to pin in the center. And then I will put a pin on 2 sides. And notice I'm not moving anything around because I don't want to make these even stretchier. And now that I've got this pinned, we're going to go to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam on both sides. So to iron, I'm going to set my seam. That just means setting the iron down flatly and not moving around too much. And then I'm going to press to the outside, and I'm going to do that just right on the edge of the iron. I do use steam. That's all personal preference though. And once it's nice and pressed, I'm going to cut the little dog ears off. You can use scissors or rotary cutter, either one. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing I did before for the last 2. Put my 2 pins in each side. And on this fabric, the white on white can be a little tricky, so you always want to make sure you're really working with the right and the wrong side. I can't tell you how many times I messed that up when I was making this quilt, so if you do that too, that's just totally, I think, part of the gig. So now we're going to just go back to our sewing machine and sew these final 2 seams just like we did on the previous step. So now we're just going to do the same exact thing we did before. Set your seam, press to one side, and set your seam, and press to one side. And then we are going to turn the mat over and we're going to trim this block slightly. So now we're going to trim this block, and you can see when you put a Creative Grids ruler on the edge, there are 1/4 inch lines right here on this dot, and when you place this down, you can see a slight little extra. So we're going to put that 1/4 inch line here and here, and we're going to trim 2 sides at once, and just a tiny amount is going to come off. Oops. And then I'm going to do the other 2 sides. And I'm just putting the lines here. And I'm going to trim, and that comes out on the larger size to be approximately 9 inches. And we made the white triangles just a little bit larger so that when you trim it down, it's a little bit more accurate for you. So to finish our block, we're going to take our fabric bead triangles and put them around the edge of our center block. And we're going to be doing the same exact method. So I'm going to walk you through what you will do. We're going to take these 2 sides first, and see, you've already got your center right here and right here. So you just need to find the center of your pink triangle, put a crease, and put that crease right on top of that. And do that with both centers. I always do my centers first and then add later to my, so I've got that crease, I'm going to put it right there. And then after I do that, I'm going to put my other 2 pins. And I do always pin like this because you're working on the bias. I would never just put this right in my sewing machine like that. So you've got this, you're going to stitch, press out, and then once you do that, you're going to add the last 2 triangles exactly the same. And this is how your 12-inch economy block is going to look. And you're going to make 1 of those, and then you're going to make 4 6-inch, just like this. And we would love for you to donate to Make-A-Wish. The pattern is in the description below, and check out our next block in 2 weeks. See you then.